Yo, Mandem podcast, episode 214.
Welcome back, man.
We're back.
This
In
is
the flesh.
the greatest sporting weekend, or one of the greatest sporting weekends
Easily.
Yeah, definitely.
Could be.
It's up there.
For the record, let's state, today is Sunday, the 11th. Potentially a historic day. Potentially a national holiday is what I'm hearing.
There's rumours
There's a lot of
chat. They're saying that it could be given to us in August, if it's not tomorrow. Well, it won't be tomorrow.
I'm okay with that. August
They're
is...
saying they could add it to the August bank
like
holiday.
at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Will it be by the way, if anyone hasn't clocked on, we're talking about if England happen to win the World Cups. My bad. I'm getting carried away. Carried away.
Slow down
Happen to
now.
win the Euros, Euro 2020, or actually in 2021 for the record. If anyone's watching this
in a few years' time.
future.
Yeah.
If England beat Italy in the Euro 2020 final. But as Dan said, it's been a crazy weekend of sport. Even as we're currently recording, the men's final is happening at Wimbledon currently.
Mm-hmm.
We got
one of
Olympics
the worst Wimbledons ever.
Oh, bro.
No clout, no branding.
It's been a bit.
This shit, man.
It's been missable. Honestly, this is the most I've seen of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Has Nadal played in this one?
No, he was injured and decided not to.
Did Serena start? I think she
Serena
started
rolled
in the
her
competition.
ankle.
Yeah, she got injured.
Injured then, I think.
Federer was in this?
He got beat.
Mm-hmm.
And Djokovic is...
It's like a changing of the
Murray
guard,
came
innit?
out quite early.
Meadiness.
There's this I feel like she became a star in this Wimbledon, but again I haven't really been watching it. I can't remember her name. It's like a young Asian
Like the UK,
Brit.
yeah. British Hope.
I can't remember her name, but she got semi-far
All right, innit?
and then got knocked out.
Yeah.
This is the one, Naomi Osaka's her name?
Yes,
That's
that's her
her
surname.
surname. That she pulled out from.
Yeah,
she pulled out from a few.
Yeah. Was it
can't
prior
remember.
to this? It would have been French.
I can't remember.
French is like
Wimbledon's one of the
June.
last, isn't it?
Wimbledon, and then Australian and US are like towards the back end of the year, I believe.
Okay.
It might
I
have
always
been
thought one
French.
was
I
at
would've
the
said-
start.
I
of the
would've
year. I
said
always
US.
thought Australian was at the start, but
Australian is Jan.
yeah.
I think
would
US
be
is like
new
winter,
US Open.
autumn.
Flashy Meadows, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, she pulled out from a few competitions
Due to
citing,
anxiety, innit?
anxiety, mental health.
Yeah. Got to protect your mental health, man. It's very, very
Well,
important.
within a right to do so.
For sure.
Yeah, it's well within our rights. But yeah, Wimbledon altogether, I haven't really taken much interest in it, if I'm being honest.
Me neither.
Last night, Conor McGregor.
Did anyone stay up?
No.
No way.
It was pay-per-view as well,
Kind of
isn't
glad I didn't.
Is it?
It was pay-per-view, man.
Yucky.
Yeah.
dog.
Well, at least if you're in the UK and you got BT Sport, you get UFC
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as your package. But Conor was a pay-per-view event.
Mad. No,
Has anyone
thank you.
seen it?
Yes.
I saw the
You see,
highlights.
So yeah, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't
Yes,
seen it.
if
Tune
you've
out for
not.
like the next couple of minutes or
Yeah.
minute or so. Yeah, man, devastating for him.
Yeah, I think it's peak, man.
I think he's done.
I think he's done as well.
I think he was done at the last fight.
The same Poirier fight,
He
I think at this point, I think his stardom is bigger than his actual ability in the ring.
Yes, I think it's been that way for a long time. I feel he's been given a lot of blighs. When he came back to Poirier 2, it was his taken a long time out. You could forgive,
It happens.
I guess, lack of awareness somewhat to being out of the sport for so long. But then, I don't know if it's a full year since he's supposed to have been training.
So it's a decent turnaround time, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
My man even be a full year.
And then, as Dan said, spoiler alert, he was defeated. He was defeated.
He was losing as well.
He was getting beat up.
Yeah, he's getting cheated.
He got technically a
leg break,
TKO.
ankle break?
Yeah, have you seen that properly?
Devastating.
Bro, it's mad. He was getting banged in. That's the reality. But, bro, leg breaks are mad, man.
Yeah, Poirier said he gave him a kick and he heard he heard something like a crack. Then I think the round went on, and then I think just like the step back, or like maybe a slight twist to like turn around, and then that's when it gave way.
His leg just folds.
Not great.
Have you ever experienced any kind of mad injury? I mean, Dan, you would have had.
Yeah, I had a
some injuries,
couple, and seen like a few.
Anything
But
like any like leg breaks? You seen a leg
Oh
break?
yeah, leg break. The worst one I saw was playing like football, and a guy broke his leg, but he was trying to do someone, I believe. He was trying to like lunge in on someone, but his leg got caught underneath him. Sat on it,
instant karma.
Snap. But then it was like, you know, probably the worst setting for an injury. Like it's a dark midweek Tuesday night, whatever.
Oh, no.
Middle of winter, it's raining, and at that level, innit, like
they ain't no
first
no
aid
one's
and
rushing
whatnot,
on. Nobody knows what to do.
Aren't
Yeah,
amazing. It's just like facilities and what you have access to isn't great. So he's like lying on the floor, and because it's like a healthy mid to early 20s aged man with not a life-threatening injury, bro, he was on this cold floor for about an hour plus. Like his legs getting kind of blue, like it's all mad, and like you can't move him.
You have to leave him where
But
he
you
is.
kind of can't warm him up because the elements are just that one was bad.
Is it you can't move him?
No.
There's nobody on site.
So there's physios.
Okay.
But then I guess the physios are similar level of, so if you compare footballers at semi-pro level
The
to
physios.
pro players, the
Semi-pro
physios are
physios
probably
as
of
well.
a similar level with it. So they can only do so much and they've only seen so much. A lot of them are like young.
Yeah. When you saw it, did you know instantly, or is it a thing where like
the yelp?
you know how man fall over?
Because I just saw it from afar and what he was trying to do, and like the leg was just like underneath him and he landed on it, and that was bad. Leg breaks are just like
they're horrible.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we know like angles and stuff, like legs are only supposed to like things are supposed to go certain ways.
You know the range of motion.
So when the range of motion is going sideways or whatever, you're just like, it's not great, man. But he I think he was fine. Ambulance eventually turned up, and like I guess with leg breaks now you can like make full recoveries. I remember my dad was saying when he was younger, a kid around his age broke his leg from that same area and whatnot. And my dad broke his leg when he was younger, ice skating.
I didn't know.
But made like a full recovery, whatever. But this guy, who broke his leg had an operation or whatnot, but they didn't set it properly. So one leg ended up being a tad shorter than the other.
Shorter?
Yes. So they didn't set it properly. So then that played on his mind. My dad said the guy ended up like going mad. Like.
Shorter?
Yeah. So they didn't set it properly or whatever the procedure is. There's probably a medic or a doctor or a nurse listening.
Straight, innit?
Yeah, it's how you
straight.
straight.
Time in the cast, you can't bend it.
But it turned out that one leg was, and it's probably like millimeters or a centimeter. But
Changes a lot, bro.
That's
a
a
big,
permanent
big impact,
like,
man. Yeah,
mad.
forever. Just like little offset thing.
I also realised that when you it doesn't even have to be an injury, but we're talking about injuries. Like when you I've sprained both my ankles a few times. It changes. It's not just your ankle that's affected. It changes how you sort of obviously how you walk. How you bend your knee. How much pressure you put on your hip.
Then you try to compensate, and then
you try to compensate. Even for example, if you go to the gym and you're feeling sore after legs, particularly because you have to use them all the time, you kind of start I find it when if my legs are sore, I compensate by walking differently. So then when they're no longer sore, I'm still walking as if I'm not walking my normal walk. The human body it's a mad thing when it's not, and then you realize how much you rely on other body parts for just this one bit to move normally. So strange.
It's nuts, man. But I guess for Conor, he has the best care and physio, rehab, doctors, surgeons available. But I think just mentally, for me, I don't know. Would it be worth coming back? And I know these lot are fighters, warriors, spirit
heart and all of that.
But I just don't know if I do it.
I feel with Conor, he's been fighting on warrior spirit, warrior time. If that's a bar in a video game, his thing's towards the end. And I'm not sure there's much in it left. You get what if you get a victory in your next fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making more money in that, but he's got enough money.
And then what is the goal again? Is it to become a champion? Because that's going to take a lot. And then there's better guys, younger guys,
that will smoke
fitter guys without this big injury.
I think
he's done his bit, man. For me,
I think he's done. He's played his part for UFC, the organization, whatever. And one of the things that it doesn't happen enough, and it should happen more, particularly in fight and combat sports, is man should get to the top and say, "I'm good, man."
Who was there was an F1 driver? It's Rosenberg, I think.
I feel like
Nico Rosenberg.
Yeah,
he won his title and retired.
Bust out.
That's it.
I respect it. I respect it.
People are
so
like,
much.
oh, you got to come back and defend it. For who? For you.
I
the fan.
respect it so much,
Bro, he's achieved what he needs to achieve and bust out.
Like obviously more so in combat sport where the risks seem higher and
Yeah.
you put in your life. I mean, you could argue the same happens in
Yeah,
Formula
I
1.
know what you mean though.
But it's more direct, innit?
It's always better when you do it more than once, though.
I
Like,
hear
say,
that.
like,
It's
I think
You want to test your powers, innit?
Right,
See if that was a
yeah,
fluke
in
almost.
F1, Lewis,
Mm.
if he had done it once, we probably wouldn't be talking about him in the same vein that we do now, for obvious reasons, I think. But yeah, if he said he did it once and like I'm done, I'm out, like my family's good, like I can make money doing other things.
Yeah. Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, if you can if you can keep doing it. Like, what number is he on now? 7? I want to say 7.
I think he's like 7.
More than that. I
Approaching
think.
I feel like
7,
it's
8,
more.
yeah. I actually
I
remember
know he's
his
got the
first
most
one.
poles as well.
I remember, like, I don't know why, when I think of his first championship victory, I think of like Les's Road. Like,
Why?
I don't know why. I think I was driving home and it was on the radio or something.
Okay.
But like, I know
Where
when
Where you was when
yeah.
it
So,
dropped almost.
Yeah, I'm definitely of the idea of if you do it once, like just keep. 'Cause obviously, you need to understand when to call it quits.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, yeah, just if you can keep doing it more than once, then really,
I think you want to go out on the top, man.
Yeah, and not
You
how
do.
many people go out on the top like in sport?
not many.
There's like
It usually becomes sad and muggy. Like
3 people I can think of. I'm
think
thinking
when you-
in like fighters. as
When
well.
who you got?
when it gets close to the side, you need to understand, or you need to know when you're getting close to that.
And then get out, or
Then get out.
Yeah, you need.
So I think so.
a good, honest look at yourself.
So someone like Mayweather, for example.
He's one of my picks.
So if Mayweather fought a legit boxer pro fight, I think he'd probably lose now. He's a lot older now,
yeah,
but
you get smoked.
I think he understood. He talks about you can't eat legacy and all that, but he understands. He understands it. He definitely understands it. Definitely understands. I'm not getting in the ring with no young
Yeah, he's
buck
picking his opponents, of course.
that can
He's smart, isn't it?
that can really put me down, and then now he's the kid that knocked me out, or he's the kid that beat Mayweather.
Yeah, he got. I'd say he probably one of the.
Who's the other two?
on
Rich?
top?
The other one I can think of is Andre Ward.
Yeah,
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Who was the third? I said 3, innit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can think of the third
Who would it be?
at the moment.
Any footballers?
Football's a hard one.
Mm.
Football's a difficult one. Like, when do you come out? Because it's a team sport. It's easier if it's a solo sport.
Yeah,
Team sport. When do you?
you can kind of hide.
Do you
in a
have
team
to
sport.
like? All right, you win the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
You win the Prem. Do you need to? Did it all need to happen in the same
in the
year?
same year.
You need you need to win on
Mhm.
international. It's got to be
There's
very difficult.
different elements in it to
Yeah.
it. Whereas if you're like an F1 driver, just win that championship.
And
You're-
man's
Yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
all I wanted to do.
Because it's the same thing next season.
Yeah, yeah. It's practically the same, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
What basketball? You could win at that, and
The only time I'd ever call it
Jordan
quits-
didn't even go out on top.
no,
Come back
No.
and played for, what was it Magic or something?
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only way
What's
I'd
the
go out on
Wizards?
top is if I won everything, like every major honor, I guess, once. So I guess in the NBA it would be the
Win your conference?
conference, win your conference.
Yeah.
playoffs,
Mhm. Then win the finals.
win the
So,
finals,
What, you're going to leave with
and
one
get
ring?
MVP.
get MVP. What else do they win?
You'll
And
win the
maybe
slam dunk
Win
competition.
the stand-up competition, and maybe the Olympics.
Yeah, that's
Maybe the
yeah.
Olympics.
I feel like
Then
that's
I'll
the
round
thing.
If
that
you're not
off.
American, there's not like it's fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
basketball. But then
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that Nigeria beat them yesterday, innit, in a
Yeah.
warm-up game.
I swear.
Yeah.
The US put a midi team though.
No.
Okay,
Some
okay.
big names, man. It's
Okay.
good. It's good for sport, man. And I guess talking about people going out the top, or Messi finally got his like international
Yes.
accolade achievement. They won the Copa America. So that's
Have Argentina never won it before?
not whilst he's been playing.
Okay.
I think that would have been his 5th one yesterday. But some people, detractors or Cristiano Ronaldo fans, are saying Copa America's like nearly every year, so like he's bound to win one eventually.
Yeah.
Like so. But fair play to him.
That has been for me and I guess I'm a fan of both of them. That has been in arguments
one of the sticking points.
Yeah, I mean, there's some others for me regarding Messi.
Yeah,
that those ticked more boxes, but no, that's an achievement still.
Yeah, it's decent, man.
How often is that tournament? Is it
due to like how they change it occasionally? But I think there's been 5 in the last 7 years.
Okay,
I think I saw. So yeah, happens a lot, man. I guess there's sport as well this week that hasn't happened. What's been announced that's not happening? Fury and Wilder.
Cancelled.
Postponed. Due to a COVID outbreak
from Fury's camp.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy.
You buy it?
I don't believe a lot of what I hear in boxing, man.
I'm getting to that stage.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not legit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is though. Like he could. I just think there's so many mind games and people playing with people's budgets and this team versus that team, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's completely fabricated. And to be fair, if I'm Fury's camp, I'm for it. Like, because after
the delay,
because like he thought I legit think Fury thought he was going to be fighting AJ this year, and then they had that court case and that changed, and me personally, I would fuck up man's camp, like, because you know when you
so he's supposed to be fighting Wilder sooner.
It was supposed to be on the 24th of July.
Oh damn! Son.
So basically,
2 weeks.
Wilder should be peaking around now, like and if we've now postponed it, it's gonna be postponed for longer than 2 weeks because there's potential that he might have long COVID and things will need to make sure he's still fit and that if he actually has it. But what it does to the opposing team is it's bare easy to overtrain, and then you don't peak come fight night. You could say that there's benefit. Oh, now Wilder gets to train more, but training camps are long and tiring, and you want to peak come fight night.
Yeah, they're very like detailed and like well thought out
and take bare from
yeah.
So
it's mad, man.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Eddie Hearn did say that it won't go ahead on July 20th. He said this ages.
He said it early, innit? Early,
and he puts it down to lack of ticket sales.
That's a potential.
He said it's
no way. I think people go watch that.
He said like when you looked at the manifesto or you tried to get onto the website for the tickets, like there's loads still available. He's like, it's just not selling well. It's not really a pull. It's not what the people wanted. He said, but yeah, a shame. I think that's not going to go ahead, and I wonder what the knock-on effect is on the big fight.
It's just going to get pushed back again. Everything gets pushed back, innit?
Mm-hmm. And it's a shame. I feel like I'm starting to come around to the thought that we might never get it. Like,
it might not happen, or we get it Mayweather Pacquiao, like
to geriatric pensioners slugging it out.
Because not Wilder. Fury says he won't be fighting for much longer.
Once was it the Chisora fight?
He wants to fight Derek Chisora as his last fight, which I kind of rate. Like,
see, when people in the sport are saying dumb shit like that, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Can't give it too much credence. They were saying Eddie Hearn said also yesterday in some interview I watched that he's saying Dillian White would be happy to go
to step in as a replacement on 2 weeks' notice.
2 weeks' notice.
That's wild.
He says he's been training
to fight Wilder.
Yeah,
let's make it happen, man.
I want to see what I mean. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but I want to see what other excuses.
Put it out there, innit?
What Team Wilder put out there because they've got personal beef now, innit? Basically, Thing mocks him after basically every tweet or release.
You can find him.
Dillian White's got a response to every one of Wilder's. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So massive week for sports still.
We were talking about I think on last week's episode that like nothing matches the Euros. That I've been feeling like we've had a bit of time off. Like this is the longest period we haven't had, and there's been a football game, obviously prior to the football. And I've been watching TV and like this is mad flat. Like even if it's great television, just juxtaposed with what the feelings and stuff I've been feeling, I'm like this is flat. But have you lot been watching Love Island still?
Yeah, I caught up, and I think the only one I haven't watched is Friday's episode, but I heard it's quite sleepy.
Did I watch Fridays?
I think I did. New guy came in, new black guy.
Yes.
Before he went in,
Teddy.
people had already scoured his followers and who he follows on Instagram and whatnot, and they were like, "No, not another one."
Oh, we're saying what? So
well, basically another one, another black guy that just likes white women, whatever. So he got slandered before he went in. But yeah, I think he entered the the house, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, no,
what
they
the
have,
response
I
has
think
been
I
just
watched
yet.
Friday's one, but it's just his reveal kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or not even really his reveal, it's just cliffhanger.
Yeah,
And then we'll see Sunday, if any,
That's-
depending on the results tonight.
That's Thursday's one.
Thursday.
Where he's coming out the water.
Oh, well, so I thought I watched, maybe I haven't watched Friday then.
That's Thursdays.
Yeah, I haven't.
I haven't watched
I haven't
Friday
seen
then. Yeah,
Friday.
maybe I haven't watched Friday.
But yeah, a couple things from this week's episodes.
I think it was
Takeouts.
some very interesting stuff happened. I can't remember what episode it was now or what day, but I'd call it the episode where Hugo. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it by now. I'd like to think you're up to date, but yeah, Hugo was under a bit of pressure. There was this game task that they did around the fire pit where everybody was. I mean, you've seen it before on Love Island if you've watched it. Where they say their preferences, like, oh, this is my favorite sex position. This is my biggest turn on. This is my biggest turn off. I like this. I like that, etc. But one of the things Hugo said created quite a stir and a bit of a storm, really, more than a stir. He stated his preference, and his preference was, I think he could have went about it and perhaps used better language. But one of the things he said is that he doesn't like fake people in personality. He said,
anything fake.
but he
like
specifically
fake,
doesn't like. I'm thinking of a better term as opposed to fake. Augmented.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
you could say yeah.
For so like any
Surgically enhanced.
women who have had
augmentation
surgery. And he caught a lot of flack for it. It was tears. It got a bit peak. But I just thought about it.
Always makes me laugh when someone says someone caught flack. I don't know.
Did I say flack?
Yeah.
Isn't it slack? Isn't it slack?
No. It's the correct term, but it's just funny when people say it.
Okay.
But
Or
go on,
stick. Do
sorry.
you like stick?
That's another funny one.
I never
You said
forget,
man,
there was one comedy
catching stick. Yeah.
There was one comedy sketch back in the day. Yeah, it was like must have been Harry Enfield or like Alan Partridge, and he's doing David Beckham at like a press conference. When Beckham's got the cane rolls,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, the boys are giving me so much stick about this, and someone he pulls out like a bunch of sticks in a bundle. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid.
So dumb.
Like bare twigs, it was bare
So
dumb.
stupid.
But Hugo, if they were doing the stick thing, he would have had quite a few
But you
sticks.
said a
still.
few.
Yeah.
But I thought about it and I was like, is it that mad to state your preference? Like, I mean, that's what the game was.
It's now illegal, immoral to have, a preference. I believe.
Yeah. Or to just say
because
what you
I
like and what you don't
think
like.
In this like current modern world that we're in, someone, if you are choosing a preference and filtering something down, you're leaving someone out. So then they're offended, I think, at that point. And I think, you should be allowed to have a preference, and that could be whatever it is. But you know what? When they were explaining to him their reasonings for having these augmentations or enhancements and whatnot, I did think like, oh, cool. That's why. Like, it's not solely for
The look.
people to be ogled at or coveted by the opposite sex. It's because you have these insecurities or you feel you fall short here or there. And I think it's probably, due to us having reservations or like prejudice against these people on these shows, that they just care about how they look. That's all they're obsessed with. But some of them, they had these enhancements when they were much younger. So I was like, oh, that is food for thought. But it's okay for Hugo to say that that's not for him. And people shouldn't be offended. It's one man and one man's view.
I had no, like, you kind of have the idea, if you've ever spoken to enough people that have like cosmetic surgery or enhancements, or whatever term you choose to use. So you kind of understand that some people do it for the sort of for the opposite sex, so that, I don't know, on their post they get more likes or they get compliments when they're out and whatnot. But there are some people who have a genuine insecurity, like I think Faye said. It was something that bothered her when she was very young. So for her 18th birthday, I think she said,
Parents, whatever,
her parents paid for her to get breast enhancements when she because like for a birthday present. So I understand that side of it. But again, yeah, I think Hugo's allowed to say that he's just not. That's just not for him. I think his delivery was poor.
Yeah, man, doubled down on it. Fake.
But again, I don't know if that's for TV, because if he sat them down and said and broke it down, it's probably not as entertaining. But yeah, his delivery was off. I also didn't really like their reaction to it. I think they just they started shooting from the hip without actually chatting to him first. And I think Shannon, her name is Shannon or Sharon?
Shannon was.
She took it to heart.
Yeah, she took it to heart. But I rate that she. I think, did he speak to her? Did he call her?
I think he pulled her. Then
she was kind of dissing from.
Do you think he kind of ended up playing the victim? Like,
oh, massively.
He cried, didn't it? So once you do that, it's visually, it always looks like you're.
It was crocodilio for me still. I saw it. I said, "Raw, you caused all this pain and anger,
and now he's crying,
and now you're crying." I've seen this before.
Like, I did like the crying for me. When I saw it, I was like, "Yeah, just like what you like. Why are you crying? Like, if you're gonna say that, there's reasons why you're saying it. So, like, justify your reasons.
Yeah,
because she's giving you reasons as to why she's done what she's done.
Crying is like some way out. It's interesting, man.
Yeah, he chickened that out of it for me. And I didn't rate.
He should have faced it head on, man.
Yeah,
I feel like he faced it head on, but he's just an emotional brother.
No, but yeah, possibly so. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, for me, I thought you were the one who caused the pain, and now you're getting hugged and people in sympathy.
I don't think he did that necessarily on purpose, but that was the end result for sure.
But I do think like also like why are they putting so much value in what Hugo says? Like,
yeah, because it's weird. It's because like it's just the hypocrisy of it kind of spanned me, because this is a show where it's about your preference.
Yes,
that's the whole show.
Yeah.
Nobody picked Hugo for this task, for that task.
Nobody's.
I mean, he's partnered up, but he's in a friendship couple. Everyone
avoids
Hugo.
Do you watch the task where they're putting them in jail?
Oh, he's chilling with the Mandem. He's at the back.
And then he walked over. He's like, "This is an embarrassment.
This is an embarrassment." That's deep.
That was tough.
And like, it's like he has to deal with that. The reality, like the reality of it.
Yeah.
But he can't even state his preference, whereby you've
stated your
on
preference
a daily basis,
but tacitly. Yeah.
are allowed to state your preference.
You've
I was
inferred
like,
it. Yeah.
This is not really fair.
You're right, because
fair.
for him to
That's
be
a good
like,
point,
you lot don't like well-spoken English guys, like
yeah.
my whole life I've read books and
Yeah,
like,
you don't like nice guys, you don't like intelligent guys, blah blah blah. I was like,
they don't care. I do think there's a double standard as well, and I don't think if I'm being honest, women are allowed. They probably get more freedom to state their preferences. I think.
Oh, definitely.
Than men.
Yeah,
100%.
You think?
I think so. So a prime example is about height.
Okay, yeah.
If you're not 6 foot, or you want this tall guy, whatever. Like a lot of people aren't 6 foot. I think like the average height in the UK is probably like 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, if that.
So a lot of men fall below that. But no one's ever said like spare a thought for all the men who are vertically challenged or whatever. But for someone to say like, oh, I don't like a woman with a BMI or high body fat or whatever, or let's just say a woman who's fat,
You're gonna get caned,
bro. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best.
You catch a lot of stick for that one.
A man said he doesn't like girls with cosmetic surgery, and they tried to get at his neck.
Yeah.
It's
kind of mad. It was interesting to hear their reasons and whatnot, and I know me, I can be quite blunt sometimes.
Their reasons are valid. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not disputing the reasons.
I also as well think that they shouldn't wash it all in together. I think to some extent there probably is some insecurity, but some people do it for the attention or the career or the.
Do you not think
what can come from it?
I think insecurity is real. I'm not saying it's not real, but when you say like it's insecure, it's about how I feel about me. I agree with that, but at the same time, it starts from how you think other people think about you.
Yeah, it's also steeped in
It's steeped in how you are perceived and how you are perceived and how you want to be perceived, and them two things not wanting to be the same
Because
thing.
if no one cared about the size of your breast, you probably wouldn't change it.
You wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. And I think again, it just comes down to
Or if you didn't, sorry Dan, or if you didn't think having big breasts made you, I don't know, more attractive or whatever, that you probably wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So
like the value that you probably, if you stop putting value in and like accept what you have to some extent, and I'm not saying don't ever do like
don't change anything.
Yeah, I
don't
think
brush your
if you
teeth.
start caring less about what people think, like you'll probably just be at peace and like
you should be happy.
Try and find peace with what you have. Because now Faye was talking about the breasts, but then what about the lips?
Yeah,
the Botox and the fillers.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Explain those
Is that
ones.
what you worried about when you were like 16 or whatever?
I'm happy you said that. That's a very interesting one because I don't ever remember big lips being a thing. I used to get teased for my lips were too big.
Rubber lips. DSLs with the girls. Junior Sarpong getting called DSLs.
Yeah. But now it's
All the
okay
rage,
to have fake ones that, if I'm being honest, again, stating my preference, that tend to not look good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Yeah.
It's interesting flip, man. But I think these things just happen. These things just happen. One thing that hit me as well, I was on Instagram and my explore page was looking mad, yeah. There was a particular woman on this page, yeah.
What's your
Don't worry
what?
about
I'll be honest, mine's just bare football.
Yeah, I was about to say what mad football posts.
I get like I get football, I get art, I get art, I get art, I get gym,
body art,
and photography stuff. Some of it's some high level sculpture still.
Yeah.
This guy's capping, man.
Dr. Miami's art, innit?
blurring the line.
I like art shit. But there was this woman, yeah. I had this conversation with my girl this weekend. There was this woman who, you know, they say like Coke bottle frame.
Oh yeah.
This woman was like, what's like madder than a Coke bottle? Like she was shaped like.
Is there a drink called like Chub or something?
No, that's your bet. I know Chubb. Chubb's like taking
mad ergonomics.
Yeah. Chubb is thick. This one she was like like a fountain pen. Like her feet looked bare small, and the hips came up, and they were mad, and it cut back in. She was shaped mad, yeah. And I thought to myself, raw. Like it's fake. It's completely fake, yeah. But I thought if you're just a normal girl, like just a normal girl, like your body is not mad, like naturally. You're not augmented. This woman was highly augmented though. But I'm like, how do you compete with that? I feel like that's a pressure that we as men don't have currently. We're not to the same degree. And it seems to be becoming more.
It's slowly approaching
men. It's approaching men. Yeah. But I was just like, fuck, man, how do you compete with that? Like,
but then compete when you say maybe you like just like a man. Like,
opt out.
Do you want like you're not gonna want to
the falsehood is
marry that woman and like have kids or
no.
I don't know why am I speaking for you.
No, you are. Keep going.
Yeah. You don't like. It's just something probably like instinctive and
catches
just
your
innate.
attention.
But compete with like, and there's wedge man that you can't compete with. There's man that
I can't.
So much. Oh, sorry, I speak for myself. There's man that have mad whips and like crazy straight teeth and yada yada yada. And I'm like,
I think the falsehood is making you think that you can compete with some of it.
Djokovic has lost the first set.
Oh, has he? He was back. I thought he was 6-something up.
This is
what was this going to go tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay, maybe a twist of fate.
The tennis is on the TV.
Sorry, we're watching Wimbledon live.
That's bonkers.
Ooh.
So one weird thing about tennis is that you could like if it's an off day or my man's just on it, you could actually like lose for nothing. Like it's a bit like a penalty shootout.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shootout.
Yeah. I can't remember what you said. Yeah, it is a bit of a falsehood thinking that you can compete to some extent. Like that woman. Some girls might see that and be like, yeah, like, oh, people are rating it. The comments might be like, yeah, like your body's beautiful. She might get all the likes. So then people will look at that and be like, yeah, like that's how you should look. But you can't get to that. How much money she spend getting on that? Some money, probably some of these girls probably won't even see in a lifetime. So it's a little bit,
My like kind of takeaway when I thought about it a bit more was like, and it's something I've known before, but like attention isn't made equally. Like you can get my attention of that, but that's not enough almost.
Yeah.
All attention isn't positive attention either.
Uh-huh.
I was like, as you kind of alluded to, if I've got on the most drip, some people be like, going kind of full circle on what we're saying, he's bare insecure. Like, what's he trying to cover up in the same way that thing? So, yeah, it's just it's just some of the thoughts that fucking fly through my head.
Aaron got a bit of flack as well for, what is it, stating he kind of wants a stay-at-home wife.
He wants.
I don't think he was saying that though.
I don't think he was saying he wanted a stay-at-home
because
wife.
So I think that started when Sharon reacted to what Hugo was saying. So I think she was like, all of them kind of went off a bit mad, which was a bit weird to me. So their reaction was a bit like times 10. It was too much for what he had said.
Yeah.
So then I think towards like the end of the episode or wherever, he was a little bit like, I
wasn't rating that.
Yeah, I weren't really like keen on like how she reacted. Like she really went like off and blah blah blah. Then it just kind of like snowballed into that. I don't know if I can't remember word for word if it was like stay at home, but then I think the green Aston Martin or whatever, came into it. I did think that was a little bit weird what he said.
No,
he went about it.
I smelt a bit of insecurity there, thinking like, raw, or reality perhaps in him saying that, raw, I ain't got.
He's
like
not Aston Martin money yet.
I don't have Aston Martin. Now maybe that's real. That's kind of real. If
but the Aston Martin money, it's got nothing to do with you. She said she wanted the Aston Martin, so go get the Aston Martin.
So go and get it.
She go get the Aston Martin.
Oh, okay. And then, he also talked about
because I ain't getting it for you.
She's previously dated lawyers and doctors and stuff like that. So I felt like he was feeling like financially he couldn't compete. That was his insecurity.
Yeah.
But and also thinking, it's his preference, isn't it? If he doesn't like fiery women, that should be okay, right? Doesn't mean as like you shouldn't be fiery. Just for me, don't like it.
Is there something wrong with saying like you want a stay-at-home wife?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's a preference thing, though. I think with the whole I wouldn't necessarily mind a stay-at-home wife, to be fair. But I think there's a difference, and I think the two are obviously often linked between a stay-at-home wife and like subordinates. I don't want me personally. I don't want a partner who's subordinate. Because I will run riot. I will turn into a big arsehole. Like I need someone to keep me in check personally.
Diddy,
I'll turn into Diddy.
Big kid. Like.
Dancing.
But yeah, it's again preference, isn't it? That's for some man. That's what they want. So I ain't gonna knock it, but I don't want that personally.
Yeah, I feel like that is probably frowned upon. Like you're not allowed to say that in 2021.
Because it's again, it's like when things are, then you often say things these days, and there's so much attached to it, so many words, they're so loaded that I would like stay-at-home wife. Oh, so you don't believe in women's rights?
Women aren't allowed to work, and
so you're against the feminist movement, and so much comes with it. But like, I didn't say that.
Yeah, take what I listen to what I said. Yeah,
there was a clip actually going around not too long ago of like like Chinese Oriental. I'm not sure exactly where it came from. A man saying he makes all the money. I have a stay-at-home wife. I think it was on like TikTok, but they come to Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
So you're not on TikTok then?
You can see what I'm trying to do there.
See
how you can say things without saying. But he was. I'm a grown-up man. Come on.
Okay.
He was saying that he makes the money. He provides. She spends the money really, and she takes care of the home and all of that. And I saw a lot of people in the comments saying, "This is fine." Like a lot of women were saying, this is okay. I wouldn't mind this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then again, if you got like the feminists, they'll be like, nah, like that looks like something we're trying to get away from. I feel like we've said this with so many things, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. It looks like that. It doesn't mean that's what it is.
Optics, man.
Yeah.
I think people should be able to, like whatever they want, as long as it's like not harming someone directly.
Yeah.
And I think like find people that suit your preference. So if Hugo doesn't like fake people, he's not for you. And you've made that obvious too. That's clear.
You've
made this. The same way you're not for him, he's not for you. And just I think probably dealing with it a lot better than kicking off and
having a win.
He's allowed to not be into what you're into or what you bring to the table, whatever. But it's just so common in it. Like people have to kick off when they feel like they've been slighted. But it's the hypocrisy which is bare funny. because they don't rate him, and that's fine. Like,
and that's what the show's all about.
we're here for love or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm still involved, man. I'm still involved.
Yeah, I'm still watching it. Probably get my time. Well, depending on how things go tonight.
Yeah,
we shall see.
Could be in the flipping Trafalgar Square in the fountain. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Too funny.
What do you think of Dave and Stormzy's new tune? And I guess what comes with Stormzy releases a Chipmunk diss.
Is it a chip? Because I've heard it in part. I've heard it like on the radio. I haven't actually given it a proper spin. I believe there's a video, right?
Yeah.
Haven't seen the video either.
A little party setting.
What is it, or what? Like, is it a chip diss?
No, so they're
line?
doing their. I think it's a cold tune, full stop. But yeah, and obviously, there's indirects and some people from Stormzy towards Chip, and Chip obviously picked up on them, and as social media does as well, to add to it. But yeah, as we know, Chipmunk's studio is 24/7, where his thing is
365.
You don't even need to book; he just needs to turn up. And yeah, before the end of the day, before the day was done, because we were out. Stormzy and Dave had released that in the morning.
Yeah.
And on the way we were heading back home from being out, Chip had his thing released, man. And he's also sending Sly shots at Dave. Well, not Sly, but yeah.
What did he say about? Do you know? Like if you can remember line
verbatim, I don't have it, but yeah, he's not impressed.
That's an interesting little matchup. I like Dave.
Yeah, the tune's big. The Chip response is to me, it's just funny now, isn't it?
Is it on the same beat or is that a different beat?
Different.
Okay.
It's like an old school grime beat, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
as you'd expect.
Yeah. I don't think it's a tune anyone would know, but it's just like it just sounds like old school grime. Yeah. To me, it's just a bit funny now. Their beef must really stem deep if you go through the efforts of responding that quick. That quick. The shots, again, I don't know the ins and outs of whatever. I think there's a bar about bailiffs or something turning up.
Basically turning up at man's house, like on a bailiff one.
Yeah.
Who's talking about it?
Stormzy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it allegedly kicked the door and
Yeah. Then there's just it's a braggy song, isn't it? A man talking about their watches and 31. All of this and 41 and yeah. So it's a bit of a mad tune. But yeah, Chip responding now, I'm just like, there's no need, really. There really isn't.
You're saying Chip, allow it, like leave it.
Just there's no point. Yeah, there's no.
I get it's sport and that's like the heritage and tradition of grime, but I just think every time
it's becoming embarrassing. You think?
Yeah.
Is it like overstaying your welcome and fighting too much and like
sometimes like I think just gracefully leave it, man, and maybe readdress it in future.
Yeah,
let it rest a bit. Because that's what Stormzy's doing. That he's just like
cracking on.
And that's not the sport. Yeah, Stormzy, Chip's playing by like the rules of the sport and what's gone before him. Like I get it. But I think maybe let it rest for a bit, man. Like he named the song that, and then he's gonna name the song that. Like it's just like, bro, man.
But then you also have to
just do you a bit.
Focus on yourself.
I guess from the last time I can remember, I can't remember the last. It's been a while. Because I think the last time we spoke about it, we were in here, like properly.
I would suggest that. Yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah. But then Stormzy mentioned that in the tune. So do I leave it?
Yeah,
he's bringing it back.
Because you brought it up. To everyone's knowledge. Excuse me. To everyone's knowledge, no one's taken a dig at anyone. No one's really released any music in that time. No subliminals, whatever. But you've got a tune with my man. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's fine. But you've put that bailiff bar in there. Like you're not
letting it slide.
Yeah. Like,
do you know what I think it is? I think it's like, if you have an argument with someone, and if you're Chip, you're the person that's too invested. And like I'm arguing with Les, for example, and I'm like, and you're just like, but and you use someone with like one line.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, all right, like, Rich, shut up now, man.
Yeah,
Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, it's
It's
enough,
a lot of
like,
energy, man.
Yeah, it's a bit much for what to get one line back from, man. And his next tune.
It's kind of like
Stinks of
you're
desperation.
putting a lot of time into it, where my man's just doing little flippant lines, just like whatever.
I think maybe release a tune and then put
like,
something in there.
I want to see like now Chip release something without mentioning any of this back and forth.
Yeah,
crack on,
Like, let that be the thing that people are talking about. Like, whereas like it's like you're just following him around the place, kind of. Yeah,
it's too attached.
Because even
a lot of weight on it, man.
all that playing by the rules of the sport and the sport this and it sounds funny when people keep
Jokes,
saying it, but at the same time I'm like, that sport's not even the same anymore.
Yeah,
that sport's not been that
like
sport
that.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
So all that clashing and this and that, like, that doesn't, as far as I know anyway, and I don't really follow Graham, the man that still do it like that. That sport's not even the same anymore.
It's funny.
It's like in ball, like playing 4-4-2. Like balls advance. Balls advance from 4-4-2.
Kick it back to the keeper and pick it up.
Pick it up.
Right.
Yeah. What is it? Small man, little and large up top.
It can still work in some instances. We saw with Stormzy and Wiley, Stormzy and Chip.
Yeah.
So it can still work in some instances, but it can't be the long-term plan because people either get bored of it and won't go watch the games, or you just get found out by other teams. So it's a little bit like that sport's not the same. It's advanced from there. This is what will always happen, and that's fine.
To possibly think of a new approach, or
to keep releasing a diss track, we don't live in that world anymore, or not. We don't live in it for long.
Yeah, I just don't know how rewarding it is, man.
That as well.
To keep doing, invest your time. But then I guess this is publicity again, and there's rumours that Chip has a tour coming up, so it could be a bit of that.
It'll be interesting. I don't know.
Gamesmanship, entertainment.
Artists that tours like that. He's doing wireless actually this year, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I'm sure he's doing
Fair
wireless
play.
this year. Which was good for him. He might buck Dave there. I don't know if Stormzy's there, but Dave might be.
Before I came out, the Godfather of Graham, always involved. Like, always got something to say. Yeah, Wiley's like in some flat in
commenting
an apartment
on the clash,
on what's going on.
Okay,
and he's like, "Cool, what's going on? Yeah, Big Mike probably won't pick up his pen again for him. That's cool." But he said, "David, you need to pick up your pen."
Oh, and he said it just like that.
Yeah. So Wiley is encouraging or advising Dave to maybe respond.
That's someone I want to see respond.
That would be interesting.
Do we think he would do that? He's got his album dropping, I think it's 2 Fridays time.
Yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We're all in. It's called We're all in this together.
We're all alone in this together.
Yeah.
Cold.
I saw the artwork. I didn't know that was his album. Yeah.
Sunset or something like
that. Okay.
I think a boat.
Yeah, I saw the title. I did, but I literally had no idea what it was. I thought it was just something off Tumblr or something.
Yeah.
Man said Tumblr.
I was like, you know where you just like see bare JPEGs just around,
floating around.
But yeah, I thought that the title was very clever. I would like to see it, but I don't think it's not going to be a single release on just the disc. I think you might get a bar in a tune.
Yeah, I don't think I would like to see it for the sport, but I don't think it's necessary.
I also think Dave's just not on really beefing with man like that anyway. I don't think.
It seems like there's no real point. I mean, Chip will probably catch a sly line, but I feel like a lot of rap is just sly lines. Like if it now, because we might have a thing, it's gonna apply. So
yeah, when we say, "Oh man," rappers always say, "Them man."
Yeah.
Man can't do this and you man didn't do that. Like people be like, "Oh, it's definitely." But I guess the album submitted, innit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But people will find.
2021, we can change that.
Update the thing.
Yeah. You've heard bars about stuff that happened a week ago.
Yeah, and to be fair, on is it Young Teflons? They had a tune, him and Dave, Rule of 2. But they changed it. The original so good, but they've had to make changes to it.
I remember you and Jamie talking about this.
So the original that was uploaded to all the DSPs was one thing, but then we've gone back to play it months later, and it's like that's not the same. It's not hitting the same, but they've definitely
it's been remastered.
I think due to like maybe a sample or whatever.
Not side note, but same thing. On what is his name? Burden of Proof.
Benny the Butcher.
Benny the Butcher.
He's
the
updated.
tune with Rick Ross.
Yes.
I can't remember. I think it's called Burden of Proof. I can't remember the name of the tune, but they've changed it.
The intro is a bit different.
That tune.
It's different.
I went back to listen to it, and I was like,
"Why is the intro so long? Like
this isn't the same tune." Like,
yeah. That's in my head. I was like, "That's the other one."
I don't really like that.
Bare annoying.
Probably that sample clearance and
probably
weird little
I remember
things
what?
like that.
It was a Kanye album that changed almost by
Pablo. Yeah, it was Pablo. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's adding and changing things. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
like it.
The tune with Chance the Rapper
On Pablo,
the first tune,
Ultralight Beam.
There's a slight bit in it that's different. But when it first came out, it wasn't. I used to listen to that tune all the time.
They were like a few updates to that one.
Loads. I don't like that, man. I mean, I guess we're renting our music, so we can't.
No,
There's
saying
nothing we
matter.
can do about it.
But yeah, Dave, man, it'll be interesting to see. It's got 2 weeks till it drops. I guess it's more publicity, but he probably doesn't even need it.
Yeah, it could work for him, but I feel like Dave's
I don't think
The man is shooting the video in Aston Martin's flipping factory. Like.
Dave doesn't need help. Like,
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he needs help at all.
What does Chip get anything out of it? You'd have to ask the guy himself, but does he get anything out of this?
Out of this and Dave?
Out of this and Stormzy? Out of this and Dave?
Like, yeah, he does. He gets views, man.
And I guess he keeps his profile of like there's no smut on his pen, kind of like.
Yeah.
He's always ready. Like whenever he's been needed or called upon, like it's been there. So he's.
But you can always go knocking man out if man aren't trying to knock you out. If no one's trying to fight you, you're always going to be the coldest.
I know what you're saying.
Ability wise, from years ago, obviously you can't. I don't think you can argue. He's been doing it for a very long time and he's good. But I think now, like if you keep dissing man, but no one's either dissing you back or like no one's really trying to go at it with you, it's a bit silly.
It's like the Olympics where you got like a DNS like did not start. He's just like running the race.
It's like it's like getting to the red lights. You and two cars at the front, but you're speeding off. But the car's not trying to race. We're not even racing. I get the publicity bit and helping the tour and all that and shows, but then I think people's focus just becomes a little bit like Ye in going to his show just to hear who he's gonna diss. Like,
yeah.
Like again, does Chip really have? He probably got one or two tunes now. The last two albums, but I think people just want to hear the disses.
Yeah. You don't want to be associated with.
Yeah, you want to move away from that a bit.
Yeah. Boy, it'd be good to see, man. But yeah, I'm probably gonna say Dave doesn't respond.
I hope he doesn't. I just like the space that Dave's in and just do you, man. And he seems like he's very focused, so I don't think it makes sense to. What you lot saying? Bring-ins?
Yeah, man.
Actually, prior to, I think it's only right we get some predictions.
Oh yeah, we ain't even spoken about it.
I'm bare shook, man. I said on the way in, I said, like I'm nervous. And the big man was just like, "You're not playing." I was like, "I know that, man, but nerves don't work logically, fam. It's irrational, man."
He said you're not.
So why are you nervous? You're not playing.
Yeah, maybe that was always the case.
Too funny. Well, Mike's prediction.
Yeah, let's do Mike's.
Mike's not here.
Mike's not here. He's trying to shy away from.
Mike's going to Wembley.
First of all, can we go back 2 episodes where basically you and
me and Dan got it wrong? We said before Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. That's it. Okay, moving on.
Just
shout out to cousin Mike. He actually reminded me in watching the Germany game in the same place, and he even reminded me. So.
Like,
well, you were right.
We ain't got a clue.
Let me remind you then. Now, I was saying prior to, I think I said it prior to the Ukraine game. It's all going to depend on how we react to going a goal down, which we saw in the Denmark game. But we came back swiftly, and I was watching it with Dan and Matt actually. It was how important it was to get that goal in the first half still as well. I think that made a huge difference. So I just want to be on record. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, today, I don't know, man. Honestly, my brain says no.
Yeah.
My heart says, come on, then. I think we definitely concede. I think Italy are gonna serve us a couple of slices of pizza.
Nice.
One if not two. And then we need to respond with Yorkshire's
Sunday roast.
Yorkshire's bare gravy. Like we need to respond with a lot. I'm gonna say, my brain says no. My heart says, come on, then.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say England win. I can't give you a score though. But I think we will concede.
Okay.
So let's call it like a 2-1 or something.
I'm gonna go 2-1 England after extra time.
Like the Denmark game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing
as you're so good at predictions,
No, I.
Kano at Wimbledon. Shock.
come on.
Oh, guy.
Dan, would you have said this before the
Denmark game.
So say England versus Italy, before the Denmark game, would you have said the same thing? Because you had said before that is it coming home? You said no.
I feel
Dan
like
Kasper Michael, you know.
yeah. Has it ever come home? I feel like it being Wembley, millions of fans are gonna be in there. Like, there's rumors that people were like sneaking in the other day, like doing a double ticket. So there's more fans than that are officially recorded. I feel like this is a moment whereby if it doesn't go England's way, it could not set England back, but just another knock to the psyche. And I feel like the team is good enough.
Yeah.
Italy have the know-how, but I just feel like defensively England are really strong.
Yeah.
In the midfield, I don't think England probably will get a lot of the ball, but then going forward, like Saka and Sterling, I think will play a massive part if they play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm leaning towards England, man.
A victory.
Yeah. It would be nice as well.
It'd be
Changes a lot. Yeah, people are getting days off work if England win
already
like that.
practically.
Yeah. So
I,
yeah, I'm leaning to England.
I wouldn't be mad if England lost though either.
No,
it would still be an achievement.
Yeah,
for me.
you're right.
It's still historic.
I think I would be.
Is it?
It's
I always
not
say early
obviously
doors. I said if we get, I think it might have been the Ukraine game, or maybe before that. I said if we get to the final, I'm cool. But then now we're in it. I'm thinking
one game,
and like watching both of the semis. I'm like, you can actually just go and win this. Like you just.
I think Italy look there strong.
Just go and win it.
Played, man.
I thought
The game against Spain.
To be fair, I thought Spain were going to win.
Yeah,
They should have smoked
Spain
them,
should
man.
have
Spain should have
chances,
taken
innit?
it. Yeah.
With a hitman like Harry Kane up top.
They just.
He
I just
probably
feel
don't
like they're
miss them
relentless. They literally seem like. I don't feel like we've. My biggest criticism of the England team is that we don't move the ball fast enough, and I feel like Italy moved the ball mad fast.
The intensity is crazy,
intensity is mad, and they seem to keep it up as well.
And you know what? With Spain leaning on them in the previous game or whatever it was, they're under pressure, but they don't seem out of things ever.
No, it's never a
and they ain't lost in like
hoof it
games.
team.
Yeah,
it's like pass it out, controlled. It's quite composed. So
it's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good game, man.
Historic game still. But yeah, I'm gonna lean towards England, man. Put my neck on the line. Mike's prediction was 1-0 to either team or 1-1 after extra times to go into pens as well.
So he hasn't really given us prediction.
Gave us a few.
Cheers,
covered
Mike.
every eventuality.
Get off the fence, Mike.
So yeah, that's Mike. Brilliant. No one's brought in Krypton Conan's England song.
What's that? Who are they?
I'll bring H's one.
Ole,
fam.
Do I have a bring in this week?
I have one. I think Matt actually bust me on this. Matt did bust me on it, but I think Joe bust Matt on it. I think he might have actually said it might have been his bringing on the podcast. And it is a huge documentary. I haven't actually finished it yet. It's actually called Can't Get You Out of My Head. It's created by Adam Curtis, who is the creator of Black Mirror. Is his name I've just blanked.
Oh, I can't remember his name either.
Oh, I've clean blanked. I had it like I had it was in my head.
Yeah.
It was essentially Adam Curtis was his like one of his big inspirations. And this documentary is
Charlie Brooker.
Charlie Brooker, yes.
Was he behind?
He's done a lot of comedy stuff as well. But yeah, my bringing his documentary is actually available on BBC iPlayer called "Can't Get You Out of My Head" by Adam Curtis. It is like a history of the history of like maybe the 1900s from about the turning of the 19th century. Maybe it starts a bit before that. It goes all over the place. It goes to England, talks about racism. It jumps to like Malcolm X, and it basically talks about why the world is the way it is and how corporations came. It's weird and it's like a bit art house in periods. It's long. It's fucking long. But if you take this thing in,
how long?
Like each episode's like hour 10, hour 20, and there's like 6. But you feel it. You feel the length of it because there's like minute long like montages where no one's saying anything. But it gives you like a history of kind of it's fucking depressing. But like it talks about like early climate change when the first people talked about when they noticed
and
like
no one really
1 degree change and the like models that they played out and what would happen basically, and no one wanted to hear it. And it talks about why we are kind of where we are now. I think it came out last year, so it's not old, but most of it's old footage. But mad insightful. Like I've learned so much like about
that's cold, man.
Everything. I haven't even finished it, but yeah, that's my brilliant. Nice. If you got the intellectual capacity and the patience, watch it.
Intellectual capacity.
It's not for everyone.
I respect it. Les, you got one?
I don't. Nah, I don't think I have a bringing this week.
Nothing.
No,
this week my bringing is I'm taking it from going back to Benny the Butcher. I've been listening to like a lot of him on Conway, like relentlessly listening. But yeah, it's a single Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud, and a tune is called Sink.
Cold.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Boy. Let's go make history, man.
Yeah, man. That is the Mandem podcast.
Ole.
Episode 214. Let's hope history's made. Let's hope it's good history for us. And we'll catch you on the next episode. It's the Mandem podcast.
Keep it